It is being told at the start of the Cosmoball film that the battle had held between two aliens. One of the aliens' name was Bello, while other's name was Cherno. Cherno builds a weapon for this fight, Wave Eater. It was such a weapon that used to release the solid balls of energy. Such balls of energy which were enough to destroy any planet. But Cherno's airship collided with the moon on a day. As a result, moon destroyed and Cherno and his airship fall down on the Earth. Many new diseases infected the Earth due to this airship. And the climate of Earth also changed. And below imprisoned Cherno on the Earth with it. But Cherno's weapon had such a power that which he could control through the Earth. But the inhabitants of Earth had no knowledge about it. Those people used to think to deactivate these balls of energy as a sport. Its name was Cosmosk. Many years later, some such human being come into life on Earth who had the power of teleportation. Now this sport was played by humans and aliens. On the other side, it is seen that Cherno's powers were reducing. Now the year of 2071 is shown in the movie. Here a lamp falls on the movie's protagonist Anton. But he remains safe from this. And it is known that Cherno's daughter Ganya had fallen it on him. Here Ganya moves to the airship of Cherno in the underground after teleporting herself. Where Cherno tells her that Anton has such powers in his body that which will be revealed in some excitement or any intense emotions. And Cherno needed those powers for his new creation. So he says to her, for this, kill Anton. Here it is also revealed that Cherno is still using the Cosmoballs, with which both humans and aliens were battling. All used to like it, taking it as a sport. Here Anton is shown who goes to meet a lady for a job. But that lady was fully engaged in watching that game. And she rejects Anton. Here Bello comes to know that Cherno is in pursuit of another invention. So they move to his airship to ruin it. But Cherno saves that invention. Now the scene moves on the sport where the Earth team members were in final round of game. Here Anton was much worried of not getting the job. Because his mother's condition was critical. And he had no money for the medication. So he moves to a pharmacy for theft. Where a girl helps her. But the police arrive there. And he is running as the police reach. Suddenly, a vehicle hits him, appearing there. Anton moves somewhere else, disappearing himself. It means that the powers of his teleportation had activated. Bello was engaged to restore the moon. He comes to know that such a man had teleported about whom he has no information. Here Anton discovers the same girl of pharmacy moving to a place after teleportation, who leads him to a tunnel. She pulls some of the hair of Anton, so she may hand them over to her father. Cherno starts his experiment possessing Anton's DNA. But it does not work. Cherno says to Anya that she may kill Anton. On the other side, the view of Anton's house is seen, where many people were waiting for him as he reaches at home. They wanted Anton that Anton may join their team. At the beginning Anton does not agree. When they say that they will arrange the expense of his mother's treatment, then Anton agrees. Afterwards they bring him in their airship. A robot is manufactured here for Anton, which is necessary for all players. Bello also training Anton with it, so he may get control over his powers. When Anton faces a little difficulty at the start, then one of his team female players named Natasha helps him. Bello was very satisfied from Anton here, because he had learnt the control over his powers. Here Natasha and Bello had started to take care of Anton's mother. And Natasha had started to like Anton, so she used to spend more time with his mother. Natasha and Anton's mother are talking. Then she tells when the moon was cracked into pieces, then Anton was born at that time. A very piercing thing had touched her body. It is perhaps the cause of that ability of teleportation. It is seen in the next scene here that Anya calls Anton at place where they meet. Anya hands him over a poisonous flower, entangling in her conversation. She tells him that airship will be poisonous when you will squeeze it going there. At first, Anton is not convinced by her. But he agrees, observing the annoyance of Ganya. Because Anton had the affections for Ganya. And he had also no any interest in Cosmoball. In the next scene, it is seen that the players were getting ready for the sport. But the climax arises that Anton refuses to play this game on a time. All get worried hearing it. Bello takes Anton from there. And he exposes the reality of this game and Cosmoballs. He also tells with it, this fact still is hidden from human players. All consider it a sport. Bello tells Anton that he had imprisoned him, but he cannot stop him for inventing such things here, because Earth will also be destroyed if he ruined his laboratory. Anton realizes his mistake, knowing all these facts, and he also decides to mend it. Then Anton moves to that place where he had thrown that poison. But it was too late because that poison had spread much. Bello takes all out from this airship immediately, and the emergency system of airship is activated. Anton starts to face those Cosmoballs, and he goes to meet Ganya when she calls him, keeping his robot aside, where Ganya paralyzes him, making him sniff the sarin gas. And she reveals that she knows her several years ago, and she was chasing her for a long time ago, so his powers may be activated. Here Ganya also says to him that I like you. After this, Anya takes the DNA of Anton after pricking a device on his forehead. It was needed by her father. Here Cherno puts Anton's DNA in his experimental process, through which a creature is created. Cherno connects this creature with his brain. Here the scene moves to Anton again. Rear he was still paralyzed at the same place, where his robot appears there along with Bello. There Cherno threatens Bello, appearing mysteriously, that he will ruin the whole world. Then it is also revealed here that it was Bello who created Cherno. On the other side, it is seen that Cherno's creature was creating havoc in the whole city, and all players were glimpsing it. Suddenly, that creature moves to the space. Bello confesses his mistake here before everyone, that a Cosmoball is not a sport but a war. It is the war to protect Earth, and he flies his airship into the space with it. Natasha was not still believing in the words of Bello. She asks him again, was it you who created Cherno? Then he reveals to her everything, that he created Cherno for his assistance. But he committed mistake at a place after putting emotions into him, and those emotions converted into the evil powers. Due to this, Cherno turned into an evil power. Contrarily, the same creature comes on the scene, from which Cherno was emitting his balls of energy. All players were attempting to deactivate those Cosmoballs. City was also being ruined because of not having stadium. At the same time, all airships were in the work to control them. That creature makes it inactive. Anton apologizes his robot here, and he begins to protect the people without the protection suit. And Cosmoball strikes at Anton while deactivating the Cosmoball. But his robot appears before the happening of something, and it gives him his protection suit. Anton had become more powerful with his courage, protection suit and power, and he was deactivating those Cosmoballs. Now the scene shifts to Bello, who is depicted in an alien form, and he moves to the airship of Cherno with Natasha while teleporting. A battle breaks out among them. Bello begins to attack Cherno, while Natasha tackles Anya. Bello was freezing the device while using his freezing abilities. Cherno was also stopping him for this, but he also freezes Cherno using his freezing power. Contrarily, Anya is seen. She disguised into Natasha using her abilities, and she paralyzes Bello while diverting his attention and making him sniff sarin gas. In this way, Anya rescues her father. Anton appears there before Cherno kills Bello. Then Anton captures Anya as he arrives. But Cherno ends his daughter in order to catch Anton, and he sticks with the wall. As a result, he is unable to teleport himself. Cherno also kills Bello, who was going to support him. Then Anya tells him while dying, this creature has been created through your DNA. You can handle it with no difficulty. And she dies after saying it. Anton carries it out here immediately, and he connects his powers with this creature, uniting them. And that creature also gets the knowledge that its real owner is Anton. So it does not cause any damage because of his asking to stop it. It rather rescues Natasha, and it also throws Cherno's and his a wave eater machine towards the sun. Consequently, they both are ended. Afterwards, it is seen that all released Cosmoballs of Cherno are stopped on the Earth. Now the new captain of Bello's airship tells all that they can restore the proper life on the Earth again through those energy balls. Anton is also seen with it, who combines the pieces of the moon using his powers and that creature. In the end, it is seen that Anton and Natasha are leading a blissful life. And it is the upbeat ending of the movie.